Welcome to Food and Food Service. The A's in the culinary alphabet. A baker's dozen. The baker's dozen refers to providing 13 baked items for the price of 12 and originated as a way to avoid shortchanging the customer. A Blanc, French for in white. Usually used to describe cream sauces, or meats that are prepared without browning them. A in mode, meaning in fashion. A in Provençal, French for dishes prepared with garlic and olive oil. A la, a French term meaning in the style/manner of.
À la bourgeoise.
French for in the style of the family. A la carte, a menu term referring to items priced individually. A la crème, served with cream or cream-based sauce. A la greca, French, means in Greek manner. Term describes vegetables cooked in a mixture of oil and vinegar, or lemon juice, with seasoning added. Serve cold or chilled. A la king, an American dish of diced foods, usually chicken or turkey, in a cream sauce with pimientos, onions, mushrooms, green peppers and sometimes sherry. A la minute, French, cooked to order. Au point, a French term used to describe food cooked just to the point of perfect doneness. AQ, meaning, as quoted. Listed on menus denoting items that are generally seasonal or whose market price tends to fluctuate. A baiser. 1. A French term for a puff pastry sheets that have been rolled very thin. 2. Thin slice of sponge cake used in a dessert. Abattis, winglets, giblets of poultry. A boyau. Expediter or announcer, a station in the brigade system. The aboyer accepts orders from the dining room, relays them to the appropriate stations of the kitchen, and checks each plate before it leaves the kitchen. Absorption. The ability of flour to absorb moisture when mixed into dough, which varies according to protein content, growing, and storage conditions. Acetic acid, formed when airborne bacteria interacts with fermented products, beer, wine, etc. It is what makes vinegar sour to the taste. Achar, a strong spiced pickle relish served in Indian cuisine. It usually consists of chopped fruits and vegetable in a spicy sauce. Achiote, dried brick red seeds of the annatto tree, used as seasoning and to give a deep red color. Acids. Sourness is found naturally in many foods. Wines, vinegars and lemon juice are many of the common acids used in cooking. These are natural tenderizers and help break down foods by marinating. Acidulate, to make food or liquid slightly acidic by adding vinegar or lemon juice to it. Gini di pepe. From the Italian word for peppercorn, a tiny pasta shaped like peppercorns primarily used for soups, orzo can be substituted. Accolade. An accolade means serving two like kinds of food leaning against each other. The term usually applies to poultry and game hens. Additives. Substances added to many foods to prevent spoilage or improve appearance, texture, flavor, or nutritional value. They may be synthetic materials copied from nature. For example, sugar substitutes, or naturally occurring substances, for example, lecithin. Some food additives may cause allergic reactions to sensitive people. Adulterated food, food that has been contaminated to the point that it is considered unfit for human consumption. Aerate, the term means the same as to sift. Dry ingredients pass through a sifter or fine mesh strainer to break up clumped pieces. It also incorporates air into ingredients, making them lighter. A friandeur, a French term for a stylish and appetizing presentation of a dish. A frioler, a French term for enticing one's guests to the table with hors d'oeuvres or small samplings. Aftertaste, term used to describe the impression that remains after food or beverages are swallowed. Wine is evaluated on the character and length of aftertaste. Aged, in cooking, to age means to let food get older under controlled conditions. Aged meat is usually stored 3 to 6 weeks at 34 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit to allow the enzymes break down connective tissues. Aging meat, the change that takes place when freshly slaughtered meat is allowed to rest and reach the state at which it is suitable for consumption. Cheese, to store in a temperature-controlled environment to develop flavor and texture. Wine, either bottle or barrel-aged, reds benefit more from aging than whites. Ahi, the Hawaiian name for yellowfin or big-eye tuna. Often served raw or medium rare and used in sushi and sashimi. Aioli, a strong flavorful garlic mayonnaise mixture used for fish, meats and vegetables. Airline breast. A boneless chicken breast with the first wing bone attached. Al dente, an Italian term literally meaning to the tooth. Describing the degree of doneness for pastas and other foods where there is a firm center. Not overdone or too soft. Al forno, an Italian term used to describe baked or roasted foods. Albumin, primary protein found in egg whites. Alfredo, a pasta sauce originally consisting of butter, cream, and the finest Parmesan cheese available. Alkali, baking soda is one of the more common alkali used in cooking. Alkalis neutralize acids. Alamande, sauce made by adding lemon juice and lysine to velouté made from veal stock. Allocate, a process that determines how much shelf space a product gets, using product movement and profitability as a guide. Allumette, the French word for match, also refers to vegetable strips, matchstick size in length and width. Ambrosia, Greek mythology refers to ambrosia as the food of the gods, translation is immortality. Also a dessert mixture of fruit served many ways, with or without gelatin. American service. Restaurant service in which the waiter takes the orders and brings the food to the table. The food is placed on dishes, plated, in the kitchen, making it a relatively fast method for seated service. Amuse-bouche, a French term meaning amuse the mouth, also known as amuse-gueule, amuse, petit amuse and lagniappe. These are small samplings of food served before a meal to whet the appetite and stimulate the palate. Anchovy, small squid fish that come from the Mediterranean, usually salt cured and canned in oil. These add great flavor to many foods. Antipasto, an Italian term referring to an assortment of hot or cold appetizers such as smoked meats, fish, cheeses, olives, etc. It literally translates to before the pasta and denotes a relatively light dish served before courses that are more substantial. Apéritif, a French term for a light alcoholic beverage served before a meal, usually sherry or champagne, to stimulate the appetite. Appellation, the designated growing areas of wineries governed by local or federal rules and regulations. Although these rules vary from country to country, the basic principles of producing quality wines remains the same. Appetizer, a small serving of food or beverages served before first course of a meal. Aroma, odor or fragrance. Aromatic, any herb, spice, or plant that gives foods and drinks a distinct flavor or aroma. Arrowroot, a tasteless, starchy substance used as a thickening agent. Artichoke, the large flower head of a plant of the thistle family. It has tough gray-green petal-shaped leaves with soft flesh underneath, which is eaten, a furry choke that is discarded, and a tender center, called the heart, which is also eaten. Asado, term used to describe Mexican dishes of broiled or roasted meat. Aspic jelly, a clear jelly usually made from a clarified stock thickened with gelatin, used to coat foods, especially charcuterie items, and for a garnish. Assation, a French term for cooking foods in their own natural juices without adding extra liquids. Au bleu, a French term for the method of preparing fish the instant after it is killed, especially for trout. The fish is plunged into a boiling court bouillon, which turns the skin a metallic blue color. Au gratin, a French term for a dish topped with a layer of either cheese or bread crumbs mixed with butter. It is then broiled or baked until brown. Au gratin, means with butter. Used to describe dishes sautéed, cooked, or finished with butter. Au jus, roasted meat, poultry or game served with their natural unthickened juices. Au poivre, a French term meaning with pepper, typically describing meats either prepared by coating in coarse ground peppercorns before cooking or accompanied by a peppercorn sauce. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Tap the notification bell to be updated with the new videos.